All right, we ready to pod?
This just the intro. Let me not get ahead of myself.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of All Talk with Jemm and Chris. Per usual, I'm Jemm. Nothing has changed.
And I'm Chris. Unfortunately, ain't shit changed. How we doing, Jemm?
We're doing okay. Right now, we're actually recording at Lucky's Market. I was just telling Chris here that after shopping here, I'll never go back to Walmart.
Word.
It is 100% not for people like me, and I mean like bougie hipsters. We're actually drinking beer right now.
Yeah, we got a pineapple cider. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing, but this is the first thing I ever bought from Lucky's, and I'm sold. I'm never going back to Walmart, Publix, none of them.
None of them.
I'm staying at
Lucky's. Everything is amazing here. They actually have a conference room. The woman I spoke to was so nice about us being like, last minute booking this to record. So it just really enhances our sound. It gives us the privacy that we need to record. So it's a really good look.
For sure, yeah. Shout out to Lucky for, allowing us to use their conference room to, pod. Also, I want to shout out to a very beautiful and special lady that's in the room with us. My daughter's here with me. She's, kicking it, but she's watching cartoons in the back, so she's not going to say anything, but she's out here.
She is actually the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, she's cute. She's just kicking it. She's eating, the glaze off the donut. She ain't even touched the donut herself. And she's watching cartoons, so now we're here, ready to, what's first of the docket?
So our first topic, so my friend Rose actually had wanted to, she wanted us to touch on this and discuss this. And it's how to cope with life in positive and healthy ways. And I think both Chris and I, I want to say we have like millennial depression. So
1 million, yeah.
So it's just like in our DNA right now because we're millennials to be constantly depressed. But at the same time, I think it's a little bit different because we do use, we take each other's advice and we do like positive things. But you can't help but sometimes to get down on yourself. And for life to kind of like mess you up. It is.
It's hard.
So, I mean, personally for me, my way of coping with things is I have a therapist. I have two, actually. I see a PA and I see just a regular licensed therapist. And I can honestly say that they are both changing my life for the better. We look at our lives in a different way, and they don't know anything about us when we go and sit in there. It's everything that we're telling them and everything that they can assess from us. Before seeing a therapist, I was really destructive with my words. I mean, I'm still kind of reckless. But I mean, it's really helped me kind of put myself in a different light. Able to journal. I'm able to, for example, doing this podcast with Chris, like this is a way for us to kind of,
therapy.
Yeah, it's a therapy in itself. So, for me,
it just so happens that we're good at it.
Right. We both have, we both have a voice for, the podcasting, the radio, and that's something that people used to say when you're ugly, but I'm kind of ugly, so.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I'm not doing a fucking video podcast.
Yeah, we can't do.
You just fall in love with my voice and accent.
Well, people keep requesting that we do a video podcast, and I'm like, I'm sorry, we
don't have the production value to make us look, make me look.
I can't do that.
Good.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm gonna wear a mask if that's the case. Lose a little bit of weight, and then we can get it popping.
Yeah, then it'll be like a whole different ballgame.
But yeah, it's cool because we have an outlet to speak about these kind of things, and we're good at expressing ourselves. I think that's one of the reasons why Jemm and I get along so well, because we know how to talk our shit, and we don't hold back. But
yeah, we can be very upfront. But that's another thing about like coping with life is if you're honest with yourself, you avoid a lot of issues.
Yeah.
The more, and even with other people, like people have said that Chris and I can come off a bit rude. We can come off a bit, harsh, and I think. It's done.
Remain nameless.
It's done, I think, in a positive way, because if we're not honest with each other, we're just stringing ourselves into deeper depression, deeper issues, especially with those around us in our lives. I've lost a couple of friends due to honesty, and it's unfortunate.
Friends, family.
It's unfortunate, but we have to be honest. So I think that's another way to cope with life.
I think that's actually you bring a really good point, because one of the biggest challenges for me was learning how to be honest with myself. I never had a problem being honest with other people. I mean, that's what everybody was always saying that they liked about me. Like, oh, you never have a problem with saying what you gotta say to whoever. Wait, that Jesus decal with the skateboard is fly.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Anyways, and so, but I had to learn how to do it with myself. You know what I mean? Because I was in situations with people where I kind of I lie to myself, thinking, well, you kind of like tell yourself that no, this is okay. This is if it's happening, if someone's treating you, excuse me now, however way, it's fine. Just deal with it. It's as good as it's gonna get. That's like you're lying to yourself because deep down you know that you're supposed to be telling yourself that you deserve more.
Right.
That there's better out there for you. But, when you're in that stage, and then I'm not just talking relationships, but friendships, jobs, family, when you just kind of think like, nah, this is it for me. I think one of the best ways that I've learned how to cope with all the bullshit that I've gone through and thought about and, done is learning that, or, being able to tell myself that there's always better. Like, no matter what you're doing, you always got to look for better. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, learning how to be ambitious in a way, and it's good for you.
And I think I agree because
not settling.
And I definitely agree because in 2015 was like that was like one of the worst years of my life. I was like really heavy into like my addiction issues, and I wasn't really being honest with myself about what I wanted and who I was. So it just led me down this like negative, this wormhole. And it wasn't until I started being completely honest with myself, and also taking the honesty from others. Because when people criticize us, we're like, okay, well, fuck you, like, you're trash, like, leave me alone. But at the end of the day, it's like,
we had to learn how to take what we dish out. You know what I mean?
And that's another part of coping with life and having a healthy lifestyle is we need to be able to take criticism.
Right.
And I think for people like us, like, I mean, a Libra and a Capricorn, who would have thought?
Hey, shout out to Libra. It's Libra season.
It is
too,
Libra
so y'all
season.
Gotta relax. My birthday's a week from today. Catch me downtown if you didn't get an invite. There's a reason why. Downtown is downtown, but just don't kick it.
Chris and I will actually be together aside from our podcast, so we're gonna be like
kicking it.
Yeah, like actual real life. I feel like life kind of keeps us busy and on our toes being parents, and so
but we keep in contact. It's cool. You know what I mean? Like we talk. Most of the time we text is about something to do with the podcast or networking. But we know how to like. There's been things that I've been kind of like opening up to Jemm about recently because of a mutual. Well, we're gonna leave it at that. And it's cool because she'd be like, she's the one. She knows what I need to hear. You know what I'm saying? So and it's cool because we can do that for each other. Like, no, man, if I need to tell her or she needs to tell me that I'm wilding and I gotta relax, we will. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And I think one thing for me is I've always been closer friends to guys than I have to girls. It sounds so cliche and so stupid. But guys have always been kind of the ones to keep it real. Yes. I'm kind of going through this issue right now, and I'm a huge feminist. If you know me, like I'm, feminist, whatever.
Sure. But
one of the biggest things I'm seeing now is that women are contributing to the downfall of other women. Everybody's talking about someone. Everybody is rude. Like, I'm just going to say this, like I say in real life, just fight. If you truly are that bothered by what someone is doing,
let it out.
And you just fight.
I mean, what's funny was, you kind of mentioned that. I was talking to, I think I was talking to my buddy Joe. Shout out to Joe. He wants to come on the podcast one day.
Shout out to Joe.
You're gonna meet him next week. He'll be out there. He's a goof. But anyways, I was talking about, me and him were talking about females these days, like, they are the new, like, males. To me, you know what I mean? Like, they are doing, and it's, like, only right, because we did all this bullshit to women for so long. We're, like, playing these games and just mashing all these people and then, leading other people along.
Right.
That it was only right that it was going to come back, but like girls are doing it now, and the thing is with girls is like they know how to be more. Women are petty. Ruthless. Yeah,
women, and
I've dealt with that shit firsthand recently, and it's wild.
And I feel like it's hard to live a positive lifestyle when you're surrounded by people who don't share the same beliefs that you share, and people that are on different levels. Like perfect example, like you said. Women are in this mind state where they have to be like completely ruthless. They have to like one up everybody, one up all the men. And I feel like, just be yourself. Right. If you are the type of woman that likes to go out and hang out with your guy friends and, you guys get drunk and you hang out, then be that person. If you're a woman who doesn't like to do that, don't bag on the woman who wants to do that. Right. Because then it creates like a negative energy. And I feel like a lot of us are struggling because we don't have a good support system of friends. Everybody's so wishy-washy. And that's another part about, having a healthy lifestyle and coping with life is that you really have to say to yourself, do I really need these people in my life?
Exactly, and you know that's one of the reasons why Jemm and I always keep to ourselves. You know what I mean? And like aside from the part that we work a lot and we have family, but it's like there was a lot of people that we realized that weren't contributing to our lives in a positive way. So we said, you know, why are you
Right.
in my life? You know what I'm saying? And the other thing is like people need to learn that if you like what we talked about a couple podcasts ago was like if you have nothing nice to say about anything or anyone, just don't say shit.
Right.
That's
just
what
keep
it
your
is.
mouth shut.
Because that just brings in all the negative energy and like vibes to
Right.
a relationship that doesn't need. You know, it's like it is one thing to have constructive criticism. I'm all for that.
Right.
I love it because I need to hear that shit on a daily. But
Right.
there's some certain things that you should and shouldn't say to somebody because you know there's a fine line between constructive criticism
And just being an
judgment.
asshole.
Yeah.
Right.
You just judging negatively. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So if you don't know how to balance the two, shut the fuck up.
Right. You don't need to be, and that's
Excuse the
and that's
language.
the thing is that I'm really working on right now is I've always had this. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm like the everybody's friend girl. I have to be friends with everyone,
Right.
and I'm kind of getting to that point where I'm going to be 27, and I'm really thinking that I just spent half my life with people that absolutely mean nothing to me. They talked about me. They at the lowest parts of my life, they encouraged my addiction.
Right.
It just wasn't a good fit for me. And I think that now that I'm getting older, I'm realizing, be honest with yourself. Like, do you really want these people in your life? Do you really want to continue? Life is already stressful enough.
Yeah.
And I feel like, one of the things I think that keeps my friendship going with Chris is that Chris is very, he's like me. Like, we're still really, really good friends. Like, if somebody was like, oh my God, they're trying to fight Chris, I'm jumping in, I'm fighting. Like,
Same.
that's my friend. Like, I love him.
Probably make it worse, man.
But it's like, I think the older we get, people need to realize that we're not always going to be up each other's assholes.
Right. Yeah,
and
I understand that. I think that's the wrong perception that people have on friendships and relationships. That if you're not talking to the person
24 hours a day,
24/7, the person doesn't really fuck with you the way you think. But it's like, no, we have lives. We're old. I'm 29 in a week. Like, we're not just in our phones anymore. We're not on our phones doing.
Yeah. If I'm on my phone, I'm looking at houses and I'm looking at Pinterest for things for my son. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
looking at shit to talk about on the podcast and soccer shit, and that's really it. Or, but, I think a healthy relationship in all kinds of fields, not just in love, but, like I said, friendship, family, is learning that there's a balance. Yeah. And there's a balance that you need to learn how to be, part of, to know that, just because a person isn't hitting you up all day long doesn't mean they don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Right, and I feel
that's all it is. And it's like, I'm not saying that I know how to handle everything, because I'm probably the last person that should be talking about this shit. But it's like what I was just, talking about earlier. I'm good at, giving advice and being there, but I gotta learn how to take my own fucking advice.
Right, we have to learn to listen. And another thing, too, having, positive and healthy ways, communication. We have to learn to communicate. I think millennials, I don't want to say millennials because I see it in baby boomers. I see it in, don't even get me started about baby boomers because I don't know. I can't. But there's no communication. It's like everybody wants to walk around with the biggest attitude on God's green earth, but they're not even expressing themselves or what they think or how they feel. How can you live a positive and healthy lifestyle if you have no idea how to communicate?
Yeah.
And that's for everything. You
can't bottle shit up inside.
Right.
It's going to you. Just, you can't live with that idea and theory that if you just put things away, they're not going to bother you.
And that was me for literally 10 years.
Me too. Up until recently when I started to kind of be like, nah, fam, shit's bothering me. I'm talking about it right away.
Exactly.
And that's why nothing has really worked out for me romantically lately, which is fine. Because,
which gets into our next topic.
Yeah, because that doesn't, you can't really expect everybody to have the same mindset as you. Not right away, at least. You know what I'm saying? So, what I was talking about. Yeah, the thing is, like, you need to talk about things. Communication is the biggest, key in anything.
And it's
anything. Work, family, love, friendship, anything.
Absolutely. Everything that you do,
nobody reads minds, you know what I mean? It's like the fucking X-Men.
So it's like honesty, communication, and you have to have hobbies. You have to have things that you do by yourself.
Word.
I think for me, one of my things was I had to be, like I said, I was everybody's friend. I had to be involved in every single thing. Honestly, I can't tell you how much I love being home by myself. and watching a show, reading a book, just complete.
Well, somebody asking you next, what's going on? So who's that? Shut the fuck up. Watch a show.
Right. Like, I don't always want to be on my phone. I don't always, sometimes I want to put my phone down. I want to watch a show.
Yeah.
Read an article. I guess I'm at that age now, but I mean, sometimes you just want to be low key. Does that mean that you hate everyone? No.
And that's the funny thing is, like, people ask me because, like, people hit me up and they message me and text me and I take a really long time to reply, mostly because I just kind of look at the thing and I put it down and I do something else. And then when I tell people that's what I do, they're like, "Oh my god, why don't you just how can you how do you just leave like unopened messages? Like, it's not that big of a deal. Why is it such a big deal to you that you have to like entertain people 24/7? Because now they expect that out of you all the time. And the second you actually decide to take time for yourself, they get offended. They start saying, "Oh, we're not boys anymore." Like, I have a really close friend of mine, and it actually happens to be my daughter's godfather. We fell off for a little bit because of me, because I was an idiot. And, we got back in touch because I reached back out to him and I said, "Yo, man, look, I admit I was wilding. I was being a fucking idiot. And I apologized. He apologized too. We were cool. I think we're really good friends, but we don't talk that much anymore. And it's not because the friendship is different. I mean, I don't know, it might be. But it's more like we got our own shit going on.
Right,
He's married. Happens. I got work all the time. You know what I mean? It's just like, learn that you don't need to be up people's ass 24/7.
Constantly. And
you'll be happy.
And when you learn that, I think that's when you start to really have, a positive and a new mindset, because, you don't want to, you don't want everyone to think that you hate them. I was just talking to Kelly, actually. Shout out to Kelly. I freaking love her. Yeah, I was just talking to her about this, and she, she's, she has a child, and a little baby,
beautiful child.
He's beautiful, and she breastfeeds. Shout out to all the moms that breastfeed. Even those who don't, it's cool. But her and I would literally just have this conversation on how people get upset with her because she can't go to things constantly. And it's like, she has a child. I don't even feel like my child can walk and talk on its own. I don't even feel like taking him to places. So it's like when people invite you to do all these things, like, they don't take into consideration that
I got to get my kid ready.
Then you have to entertain them.
Right. Then I don't know how long I'm going to be able to stick around because they get tired. It's like, and they're kids. You can't.
It's a whole production.
Right. And you can't just tell the kids, like, suck your fuck up. Like, some parents
okay.
You can. Yeah. But, some kids are more understanding than, like, if I told Maddie, she probably would. She'd be like, all right, fuck you, but it's cool. But, some people just, like you said, they don't really take shit into consideration.
Right, and I think that, it's like the positivity will come in when we allow it to come in.
For sure.
So,
I guess I need to do that.
When you decide that it's time for a change, you'll know when it's time for a change. Unfortunately, some people don't get to that point because it's just like you said, like, they're not communicating, they're bottling up everything inside, so they don't get to that point.
And believing that it's time for a change. You know what I mean?
Right, you have to
one
invite
thing to tell yourself, but it's like the other thing is like really sitting down and be like, shit, you're right. It's time for me to do something different in my life and change careers or major, school, or
like if you want it,
if you want to get sex change, it's fine. We're 2019.
If you want something, you go for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the best way, to deal with life and to cope.
Right. Was one of the biggest. To me, it might not be a big deal to a lot of people, but the thing that I made a difference in my life was leaving the job that I was at for 7 years and some change. I was miserable. And, nothing wrong with the job. It was just something that I had done for so long and so repetitive that I was miserable. And I was just kind of like, I'm ready for something else. And when I finally took that step forward and said, all right, for real, it's time to get your fucking, resume ready, start looking, and I took that step, and now I have a new job, and I love it. And it's like, little. I'm not saying I'm completely happy with myself because there's a lot of more work I got to do, but it's a step towards it. Like, that was like the first step that I said, all right, well, this is one of the biggest things that's affecting my happiness. Let's do something about it. And I did, and I'm really like glad I did. So it's like, don't be afraid to take that step. You know what I mean? Make that change. Like, I know things are hard, but you can't just leave a job because the way the economy and all that shit. But it's like, sometimes you got to look past that and you know what I mean?
Right.
Not be afraid of taking that.
My thing is, like, so I've come up with this new phrase that I like, and it's don't let comfortability affect your vision. We all have a path that we're going towards. Everybody's is different. We're all going someplace. But I feel like one of my biggest things in life is like, because I was always so comfortable with something, I never made the choice to kind of, you know.
So it was kind of like, it's fine.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So like now I'm 27 and I want to move out of my house. I want to buy a home with my husband and my family. We're planning on having another baby next year.
Hey.
But it's like I stayed in this house for so long because I was so comfortable, and now I have to start up from square one.
Right.
You know, to move out of my house. So it's like this now creates for me like a stress that I've never known before because I was too comfortable in this house to take the next step. You know what I mean?
But you know that the end result of when you actually make that change is going to be worth every fucking bit of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and a lot of people, like, this is something that I had talked to someone this past week. Relationships. I've noticed that, you know, so we're gonna go into the next topic because I feel like this ties into this.
You segue queen.
So you dating the kind of women that you date, and it not working out immediately after 4 days. I love you so much.
Was it really 4 days?
I love you with all my heart, but I mean, like, okay, so you're comfortable.
Wait. Can you even consider it if it's 4 days?
I want to say it was maybe like a week. Yeah, a week, 5 days, yeah.
Yo, I did like 5 business days too. It wasn't even like a
weekend. It was a
day.
Monday through Friday. There was no weekend hours.
Like, all right, I gotta go to work, so this is you know, over.
And I feel like, you know, here's the thing. I was just telling one of my really close friends this, is that right now they're in a relationship, they're struggling with this person that they've been together for 2 years. They're comfortable.
What's her name? I'm just playing. Let me stop.
They're comfortable with, and it's like I get to the point where I don't even want to like run my mouth because it's like I keep telling people this new.
How are we going to take it to the next level if you're not running? Come on.
Right, and this new, this new way I've started saying, don't let comfortability affect your vision.
Right.
Your vision for you as a man is to have a woman that you love, that loves you, that loves your child, that you bond and you build with. You're comfortable with these women that look the same, who act the same, who literally look like replicas of each other. I'm not saying go out and like, you know, do something crazy. But
I might be onto something.
But I'm saying, like, you know, look outside of your right. A perfect example. I'm going to throw myself under the bus. I've always been attracted to Caucasian men, and I mean like just a lighter skin, like a lighter skin of mine. Mm. Every time I end up with these people, I get the same results. I have to pick them up from work. I have to drive them home. I have to go get them food. I'm like, but to me, I'm like, oh, I love this. Like, he's fine, so I'm gonna just, you know, keep doing this.
I think the motherly instinct kicks in.
Right. I was comfortable with being like this mother.
Taken care of.
Right. Like being like the lover person. And I kept getting the same results because I was comfortable, you know, with that. So I think for you, one of the things as being a friend of yours, I look at everything. I get the behind the scenes, but I also get like the front.
Well, somebody has to, because obviously I'm not fucking looking at shit.
Every woman that
I'm just like, oh, she's hot. Come here.
Exactly, because you're like me. Every woman that I've seen you date, they could be like second cousins because they all look alike. They all have the same.
Wait a minute! Don't do that! Don't do that!
They have the same hair type, dark hair.
No,
there's only one recent one that had blonde hair, and I mean, she probably, if she listens, she knows we're talking about her.
She was. Shout out.
Right.
We squashed it. We
okay,
go now.
Good.
I think we squashed it. I don't know.
But I mean, really, you've dated the same type of women. So are you really giving yourself the opportunity to be outside of the box to really find someone that
yeah,
you know
what
I mean?
No. And you're right.
I'll tell you one thing, looks are not everything.
You know what's funny?
But my man is fine as hell, but I'm just saying, looks are not everything.
Well, yeah, no, you're right. I get that. 1,000%. I get that. Especially me, I can't be looking for super attractive women when I'm not super, you know, I'm not attracted to myself. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta bring the bar down. That's what it is.
I can't.
That's the thing. You know what I was talking about earlier, that I'm an overachiever and I always want more? I look at this girl, like, she's cute. I'm like, well, look at her. She's gonna ruin my life. But it's fine. She's, you know, and that's toxic.
Perfect
when it comes to that, I'm toxic as fuck.
But I don't think it's toxicity. I think it really is just like you being in your comfort zone. And I think, you know, it's like a subconscious thing. Like, we do these things so much. Plus, your women know
exactly what to say. That's the thing. You know, y'all know what to say and how to say it. You know what I mean?
And it's like, and every time you get put into the same place. Like, for me, my husband is completely different from me. All of my exes have been, like, loud. I don't want to say loud. They've been outgoing. Mm. They've been, very like in this like weird. I don't know how to explain it, but my husband is very quiet.
Yes.
He loves being home alone. He loves to read. I don't even think my last boyfriend knew how to read a child's chapter book. But I mean, like, here we are. So it's like I was always getting these same, results from the kind of men because that's what subconsciously, like, I would literally be like on my Tinder, okay, I'm going to change the age group. Why did I always end up with like some almost 30-year-old who literally had emotional issues? Like, it was like the same person every time.
Wait, me?
Wait a minute.
No, you know what's funny? Speaking of, Tinder is wild, first of all, but I got back on that shit, and it's weird because every, I'm gonna say every woman that I've, matched with...
Dark hair.
No, this is something else. It's weird. All their birthdays are, a couple days from mine, and I don't know if they're just telling me that, because, I said, women know what to say. Well, yeah. But, and here's the thing is, I also had to learn how to make myself believe that, shit didn't work out wasn't just because of them. Like, I was doing my own toxic shit in the relationship that caused it to end the way it did. Well, not with everybody, because the girl that I was with before, my last girlfriend, the eyebrow girl, that was all. She ain't shit.
That was all her.
That wasn't me.
That was all her.
That was all her.
And I feel like, sometimes it does work out that way, where it's, one person's not carrying their weight as much as the next person. But I mean, I would love to see you, not even trying to toot my own horn, but black girls really are the shit. I would love to see you with someone who is not like you. Someone who doesn't have the same background as all these women have had. Someone that really could bring something else to the table.
So basically you gotta stop going for white girls.
I wouldn't say that.
No, I'm saying it.
I mean, the brunette. You're like a brunette blonde guy.
And what else is there?
I mean, like I said, I want to my own horn.
Toxic hair,
but black women are popping. So are Hispanic women. Like, we're lit. Like, we're really lit. And my husband tells me all the time, as him being white.
Actually, there was one black woman that I met a couple years ago. Her name was Chanel. She's listening. Shout out to you, Chanel. She was Hispanic and black. And she was super dope. And guess what? Toxic Christian stepped in and said, I'm going to fuck this up. And I did. And she was super dope. And I think she even met my mom, and she was, hello, princess. My daughter's right here. But I fucked it up. But you have a point, and you have some, you might have something. But speaking of Hispanic women, I did meet somebody today.
Okay.
That's Colombian. Like, she's from the exact same city I'm from.
Does she have an accent? I love accents.
Well, she was born here.
Oh, okay.
So she knows Spanish, but she talks like American person who learned Natty.
Like Americanized Spanish, right? Because I hate Creole, but like American Creole.
Right. So, but she's super dope. So maybe I need to entertain that. But yeah, you have a really good point. Like the same, I go for the same kind of women because it's my comfort zone, and because I'm like, oh, you like my accent and my tattoos. Okay, let's go. No,
one thing I've heard from I don't even want to say Caucasian men. One thing I've heard from just men in general is that they're intimidated by darker skinned women. Which, I mean, it's if you don't have we're not for everybody.
Right.
We're really
not.
No,
because I wouldn't say I'm intimidated. I just know, I don't know. It's weird to me. I think it's just one of those things where it's like...
You're comfortable with what you know.
Right. Plus,
but you're letting your comfortability affect your vision.
And I just go for whoever, not whoever, because let me not say that, not whoever. I'm not just dating anybody, but... If you're, if I think, and that's the other thing is like people know how to put up a front.
Oh yeah, they can be whoever. Yeah,
it's like they have they took the filters from Snapchat and all that bullshit, and they applied it to the real lives. Right. And they're saying and doing the shit that they know that other people want to hear, whether it's a male or a female. So you fall for that, and you're like, oh shit, and then it takes you getting to another person and kicking it with them, living it with them, and then you start seeing holy fuck, this is not the person I met.
Yeah.
And then that's when shit goes down, and that's how I learned the hard way. And it's it is not just me.
But you know what?
They were saying shit about me.
But you know what? We can't always learn the hard way. We have to give ourselves. We have to give ourselves an out. We have to stop putting ourselves through this, intentional, subconsciously. We're doing this on purpose to ourselves. Mm-hmm. We are self-sabotaging. I have been married for a year now, and before we got married, we were together for about 2 years. And the whole 2 years was like me sabotaging because I was afraid. I was not in my comfort zone.
Right.
He didn't want to go to the club. He didn't want to do all these things. Like, he was, different. So I think that was like one of the biggest issues for me. So I think me coming and telling you this is because, I mean, like I said, as your friend, I see it because I've done the same thing. And I have friends who do the same thing.
Right.
So it's, it's just different. So I think when you start to really kind of take yourself out of your comfort zone and you stop letting this comfortability affect the vision that you have for yourself, it'll be different, because like I said, right now you're pursuing what's comfortable.
No pun intended, stepping out of the box, double entendre. Don't even ask me how. That's a really good point. I mean, it's a different story if I actually apply it, but I should. But, all the shit that, I think at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer that you allow whatever's happening to you.
Right.
At the end of the day. Because, there might be times where people do some shady shit to you, or something happens outside of your control. But at the end of the day, there's things from the beginning you could have prevented, most of the times, to be like, wait a minute, do you even really know what you're getting yourself into? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not saying always, because there's, like I said, there's some times where things just happen. They're out of pocket.
My first marriage.
You were my first, every relationship that I've been in. Yeah. But, okay, I'll take that. I'll take that, Jemm. I'll write it down and I will read it.
Write it, read it, love it. I mean, perfect example, I'm telling you this because on Friday, my therapist wrote me a diagram that said I'm a baby, because I am. I'm babying my anxiety and my depression, and I'm just like holding it.
My therapist is hot. Is that inappropriate? I'm not going to tell her, but she's...
My therapist is very
That's
pretty.
why I picked
She's a pretty woman.
I picked her. But she's really good, too.
Let's see. Next on the topic. Okay, so Jerome winning.
Shout out
you know
to
what?
the man. Shout out to them.
I feel like
He bodied that.
there was no... I love him. I was in tears. When watching that, not only was it an emotional,
That should
series, but him specifically, his role,
he bodied that.
Of Corey,
he smoked that.
took me out. So it was next level.
It was amazing.
If he didn't win, I was going to go to the Grammys and show my ass like Kanye West. Like, he was amazing. For a young boy to have that much, that spirit of how he portrayed Corey was just amazing. It was amazing. His speech was amazing. Just like everything about these boys.
That's probably my favorite part about the award show.
Yeah, I didn't watch anything else.
Was it the Emmys?
Yes. I turned it off after.
Yeah, because
I saw what I had to see.
I don't give a fuck about.
I'm not an award show person. Yeah, I am gonna watch the BET Awards.
When I saw that for sure, Queen. But when I saw that he was nominated, I already knew he was gonna win. So I tuned in just for that part. And I loved it. Twitter
is a really savage place. Somebody posted that he only won because he was black. I'm like, the show was about the series was about, you ever just I couldn't.
But they're expecting the fucking cops to win because they were white.
Right. And I'm like, first of all, his job is
I had some people that were saying, like, kind of criticizing the fact that none of the other kids were there or nominated. It's like, okay, but
that's how
but nobody put the effort and bodied the fucking role the way.
And don't get me wrong, the other ones were amazing.
Oh, they were amazing.
But Jerome delivered,
and he was the only one that stayed there from little to old.
Right.
Look, that one part where he's in solitary confinement and he's not saying the fucking thing, but like the way he's bodying, like his body emotions, his movement,
the look,
his face,
the movement.
That was fucking crazy. That was
crazy. Tyra Banks' dream, honestly. He was saying everything with his eyes. Mm-hmm. He was saying everything with his body movement. It was remarkable, and I feel like there was no one else that was like more deserving than he was. Because one thing that for some reason I wasn't registering with actors and actresses. These roles really messed them up in their minds.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Heath Ledger, God rest his soul. Joker just came out with Joaquin Phoenix.
I cannot wait to see it.
I love him so hot.
Cannot wait.
These roles really fuck people up. I'm just gonna say it. Excuse my French.
Well, I think one of the problems is people don't realize how long a movie or a show takes to make, and how long these people have to stay in role and stay in character.
Years, 2 years tops. Yeah.
It's like, so what do you think, especially for going back to the Joker, when somebody who did that role so well that stayed in character throughout the whole production time, you don't think that's gonna fuck with your head? Come on.
And I think being that young, that role.
Yeah. And
really
him going
took,
from... Because Heath Ledger was doing more like romantic flicks, right?
Right. Like just
Funny.
kid stuff. Yeah.
Right. And for him going from that...
To a
such an
case,
extreme...
Right. A case that literally shook America.
Yeah.
You know, like, that really, to me...
Yeah, rest in peace, Heath Ledger, man.
Yeah, that really...
What a legend.
Every day I think about this, and it really kind of breaks my heart. Because, I mean, I've read and seen, like, interviews and other podcasts about the role of, Joker, like the newer ones, not the older ones, how dark they are and where they put you in your mind. And I feel like sometimes I'm like, oh, being an actor must be so easy. No, you're literally studying other people's lives, their words, the darkness of it, and how it can really consume you. And I feel like that's why I felt so much for Jerome was because the way that he had to really interpret this, the emotion he had to feel to play that role. Yeah. Every scene was him giving 1,000%. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like every scene was like boom. So he deserved it.
He put himself basically not. I don't want to say the same thing that Corey really went through, but in a way he did. You know what I mean? In a way he had to sit down with Corey and really dig into what he felt and portray that those feelings for us to see. Right. And it was, so very well deserved. I know we're a little bit late, but, we don't record every day, so.
Right, so, we're just kind of gathering.
Suck my dick.
And this is the stuff that we're thinking about.
Yeah, but as you know, we had to bring that up. Shout out, congratulations to him. Very well deserved Emmy award. And, that's what else? What's next in the docket?
Let's see. Sorry, people are asking me where we are recording, and I'm just trying to explain to them that we're lucky.
We're lucky.
So posting positive actions and validation. God, this is really something that I
hate it. I hate it.
First of all,
I hate it.
So, we live in a time where if you give someone that's homeless, I'm not even going to try to say I'm the greatest person on earth. I'm not. I'm trash. But, there are times where I will roll down the window and hand someone like $5. Yeah. Or sometimes I'm trash again. I work out a lot, but I also like to eat a lot. I'll go to McDonald's, like the trash I am, and I'll see someone on the side of the road. They may not want the food, but you know what? I easily got into my car to get the food. Yeah. So, here, take it. It was $3. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get on my phone and post, guess what? Just gave this local homeless man some food. What? Why?
Or when you're recording the whole thing, like you are, just for validation, you are showing the world somebody at their lowest moments. Right. Just because you want validation and you want all those comments and you want to share, you want to go viral. What? I don't understand.
Everybody wants to go viral.
That's what it is.
I mean... And it's like you said, these people are at the lowest points of their lives.
It's like the bar that Hope said in Nichols and Dime Joint. He said, the purest form of giving is anonymous to anonymous. Right. That's what it is. You don't need to tell people. Like you don't need to post about it. You don't need to talk about it. I don't even like when I do things like that because sometimes, like you said, I feel like I look at people, especially if they have family, like kids.
Right. I can't see kids on the street.
I need to help them. But I'm not going out there like, look what I just did, guys. Or I go to my family. Oh, no. Just keep it to myself. Exactly. Nobody knows.
It's between me and God and that person. That's
There's
it.
no reason. I'm a firm believer in karma. Right. And I hope that, not that I do it just hoping for that return, but I do it hoping that if I was ever caught in a situation where I needed help, somebody could do it for me. You know what I mean?
Right. And I think we just live in this culture.
Except, not when somebody is in front of you at the drive-thru. They pay for your shit. I'm not paying for it. Nope.
You know what? My best friend.
I'm taking my shit and
my other best friend Jessica from the True Crime and Tequila podcast. She got tried a while ago. She tried to do that for somebody, and their total was like $35.
See, that's what I'm afraid of.
For the most part, I don't even have $35 in my bank account. So there's no.
Because I always got like a big ass van in front of me, and I know it's just full of kids, and they ran up the bill. And I don't know. I'm like, no, you know what? I'll get y'all next time. Come by yourself and I'll buy you a fucking burger. For now, no.
Yeah. First of all, please tell me if you're going to order something that's not like at McDonald's, when you start getting to the numbers, if I hear number 8, I'm out. Because that's like $8 and some change. And
I had a number 4 today. It was the butter something chicken sandwich.
Oh, you're fancy. Fire. Fancy. My trash house just gets nuggets so time. That 2 for $3 is where I live.
Wait, what's that?
The 2 for $3, it's like you can pick... the chicken sandwich.
Wait,
The classic, I think the one that you got, the ranch one, you can do...
So I paid, come on, I could have gotten 2 things and
Yeah, for $3. And
why don't they tell me this shit?
Well, the other day, okay, this lady was in front of me, and she was real sweet. She started talking to me, just really being nice. She was digging for some change in her purse. Like, she was going to Afghanistan to look for some change. And I was like, I'll get it. Like, relax. Like, I have this $5 bill.
Is that what she was being nice to you?
Because she was being nice to me, I just said, let me get both of ours, Because I've had people do that to me where I've gone into the gas station, and this man didn't even know me from Adam. And he was like, I'll pay for her son. I was getting Liam some lunch.
Okay.
And he said, I'll pay for, her son's lunch. I'm over here about to cry. That man didn't have to do that for me. He didn't know that I had $5 in my bank account. He just went and paid for me. I'm sure he didn't post it. And it's like, I feel like we're in this culture
of validation. Everything has to be validated. Everything is for a like.
And you know what? Validation is fine. Some people, like for me, I'm going to be honest with you. And all my relationships, God rest all these men's souls, because I need validation. I need you to tell me that I'm pretty. I need you to tell me that you see that I'm working out.
Word.
That my food tastes good.
Yeah, but I think personally, it's fine to crave that. It's when you're looking for it from strangers.
But even with, a lot of times people are posting photographs, they they're posting these things for validation. Like, for perfect example, I know when I'm not knocking this by any means, but posting pictures of yourself, boobs out, whatever. What is the reason for doing that? You want someone to say...
That's for me to hit the 3 fucking heart emojis. Like, somebody take the fucking emoji away.
You want someone to... With the eyes. My favorite is the eyes. What are you looking at? Like, when they put that... Like,
I like
hello?
that. I only do it when... I use that emoji when something spicy.
Yes, something spicy.
Like, hey, what's up?
And I feel like people want validation for those things, too. Like, they want to post, like, these crazy... I've heard girls do all this stuff, and then they'll post pictures... and be like, they'll post pictures, and then it's like, they're posting this for validation. Right. So I think, this social media thing is, I don't know, like, I think that a lot of it, we're gonna see this. We're gonna see people, handing people money. It's not going away anytime soon, because people just want to be viral. Right. That's it. You know what I mean?
I just feel bad when you see, like, these people, like, yeah, cool, it's a nice gesture, but you need to put the people in a video. You need to put their face.
Right.
Like, why do you need to broadcast to the world somebody who's going through, obviously, their lowest point of their lives, that they have to be out there, homeless, living on a bench. You know what I mean? Like, that's the last thing I want. I want somebody to fucking record me doing is living. You know what I mean? Like, living on the street. So it's like,
please don't.
I know you're trying to, like, look good for people and have validation and have these things and go viral and whatever. But it's like, think about what that's doing to the other person.
Right, and how...
that the person is on the other side of that cause.
Right, and I feel like it just truly makes you like a straight asshole. Like, even people who go and post, like, 3-page things, like, I was downtown and, I have money and this man was like, nobody cares. Like, please, I don't want to read this. No. I don't want to read a paragraph, let alone to read this 3-page essay you just wrote because you helped someone that was down on their luck. You don't need to broadcast that.
You don't.
And I'm sorry for the people who feel like they need the validation of others, like on social media, to post these things. Because, like you said, nobody wants the deepest, darkest parts of them to be publicized. I mean, I know people that when I was like struggling with addiction, that helped me out. There are times where I didn't have money. There are times where I didn't have food. Word. I never saw a post about it. Like they helped me because they knew I needed help.
It came from the heart.
Right.
They wasn't looking for shit in return, and that's how it should be. If you are trying to help somebody out just because you need something in return, don't do it.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
So next on our topic, we have...
That's what we got.
The Dreamville album.
Well, the reason I wanted to bring that up is because you finally listened to it.
I love it.
I hear it.
I absolutely love it. Good. Me and Taylor listened to it through and through.
Amazing
we got it on Amazon Music, and we just sat in our bedroom and we just quietly listened to it. We didn't really talk to each other. Just listened to the words. And I really, at that moment, was like, this is why J. Cole is one of the greatest of our times. Like, that album is amazing. There's no other word. The features, Ari Lennox, I am in love with this woman. I love she's her. Beautiful. Her voice, we don't deserve these people. Like, that album really was amazing.
You gotta listen to Summer Walker's new album.
I've been listening to it.
Oh, I love it.
I love
she
it.
bodied it.
Yes, she's
I've been
amazing.
in my R&B bag lately. That's all I've been listening to.
My husband doesn't like R&B, and I feel like that's demonic.
It is, but it's like her new album. Snow Allegra's album was amazing. It came out a couple weeks ago.
She's beautiful. I love her music.
She's beautiful.
Acapella.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But yeah, great album. Dreamville was amazing. Favorite track? Sacrifices?
Yes.
Mine.
100% Sacrifices.
It was the most beautiful fucking verse I've rap verse I've ever heard.
Like, I loved it.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I can really probably say that it's probably, if not one of the most beautiful written verses in a rap song ever.
I absolutely loved it. Okay, so one of the things I want to talk about, J. Cole and Shakira. Everybody's going crazy. First of all,
J. Lo and Shakira.
J. Cole, J. Lo, yeah.
That'd be a dope fucking show too.
I wish. Everybody's freaking out, going crazy. Like, they're two of the most influential Hispanic women in the industry. It makes sense to put them together. Yeah. Like, are we gonna not act like in 2000s Shakira wasn't on top? As
shit,
you know,
I remember my sister listening to a show. When I was a kid.
With not only she came out with her Spanish album, and then she blessed us with this. Let me tell you something. Underneath is one of my favorite songs by Shakira.
That was a dope song.
She really did her thing, and she stayed consistent.
She had a song with Rihanna too, right?
Yes, and Beyonce.
Yeah.
She stayed consistent, and let's not even talk about J-Lo, because we already know that J-Lo is getting her bag. Like, J-Lo is everywhere. She's been everywhere since freaking early 90s. This is the show that the people want. No matter what people are saying, the dumbass is going to be tuned in, watching both of them shake their booties, on the Super Bowl. I'm going to be tuned in. I don't even support the damn Super Bowl. I mean, I'm going to be...
I watched the halftime show, that's it. But that's the thing, that's what we were talking about the other day when we talked about...
we knew where he was going with this.
With Hove.
Yeah.
And we knew, and he knows what people want. And it's like, that's what it is. It's popular. It's people, who's not, like you said, who's not going to tune in?
Right.
To watch...
No matter what people say, guess what?
Beautiful, influential, not just Hispanic women, but women in general.
Right.
In this generation. You know what I mean?
Regardless of what people are saying on the internet, damn well.
Toby Keith? You want fucking Toby Keith performing?
Kenny Chesney? Like, this is like...
Come on, fam. Relax.
Like, for real.
Relax.
Like, people are saying... Like, you think that... I mean, it is true. Like, I think if they had, like, I think in the past, like, Prince, Michael Jackson...
Yeah.
They want entertainers.
Right.
It's an entertainment show.
Especially now, where when I was talking about somebody on social media that you saw.
Yeah.
The NFL is struggling for views, for ratings now. Just because of the whole controversy.
Because all these racist
Right. A lot of people are not fucking with it. So what do you need to do? You need to bring something into the halftime show at least. So you can get the ratings out of that. It's
exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's like they're doing what they need to.
You get them where you can.
Right.
And I feel like...
Nobody's watching the fucking...
And thank you.
Sport.
Point blank period. This is an entertainment business. They're putting on an entertainment show. Mm-hmm. If you were going to when you go to a strip club, you go to see women dancing. You're not going to see polar bears. Sure, we want to save the rainforest, but you're not going there for something unexpected. You're going there to see regular thing.
Like the midget strippers?
And some people may be into that, but it's not a majority thing. Like, the majority, they want entertainment. Right. They want these dancers. They want to, you know what I mean? They want the music. Right. I mean, when Beyonce came out, this woman had the whole place, Black Power.
And she bodied it.
That's what they want. They want entertainment, and these are entertainers.
Right.
And everybody's all up in arms. Like, y'all want Nickelback? Like, who do you guys want? Like, at the Super Bowl? You want Nickelback? You want Creed? Like, of course, they're not entertainers. They're just mediocre,
And that's
pop
the thing.
artists.
It's like, you can't, just because, that's the thing that people are... They have the misconception of it. It's like, oh, there's so many other talented people. Yes, there is. There's millions of talented people in the world. But can they put on a show? Can they put on a show that the NFL wants and needs? No.
So you're telling me right now that, like you said, Kenny Chesney. What NFL is he going to turn out? No.
I'll leave.
Cancel cable. Like, be serious. You got, the people that you're arguing with online. Another thing I want to add quickly. I really have to get off Facebook because I spend half of my day really arguing with people. And I have better things to do. I'm trying to raise my credit. I don't have time for this.
Homeboy said I could do this all day. I'm like, what about me? I'm not even working right now. So
Right. Like, he has obviously no clue who he's talking to.
Yeah, come on.
So I think that was really... I wanted to laugh when he said that because I'm like, first of all, do you really want to do this for your time?
You know how I give it up?
Like...
Come on.
And it's just like...
Sir?
I mean, these people really... They really wanted something... crazy. But it's like you guys are getting Shakira and J-Lo. Sit on it. Be okay.
I wanted to sit on. Okay,
Like-
let me stop.
Like, it's gonna be all right. I swear you guys will be fine.
Show. I can't really say I'm gonna watch it because I'm just not. But I'll definitely catch the highlights.
I'm not turning on cable for that. I don't have time. I'm not paying. You know, I had to cancel Hulu Live because it was $75. But I did get like the regular family account with 5 people that you could put on.
I got my homegirl hooking me up. Shout out my.
Oh,
fuck!
good.
I forgot her name.
Because I forgot.
I'm sorry, Tori.
Okay, because I forgot to.
She hooked me up and she said, "Yo, you just use my account because I wanted to watch the show Castle Rock."
Castle Rock is amazing.
Amazing
Comes
show.
back August 25th.
Really?
Season 2. Yes. I'm not joking you. Taylor and I literally did not even leave our house the day. We literally watched that show from the first episode. And, you know, the guy that plays the main character, he played it. Yeah. And I truly, I'm in love with him. He's so creepy looking. But he really plays his role very well in that show. And
that's another role you gotta think about how you fucked them up a little bit, right?
Yeah, I think so. Because
between the Castle Rock and It movies,
I heard that It 2 was just like absurd.
I loved it.
I want to see it. I
watched it with waste of time.
Those who should not be named said they didn't like it because it was too gory. But I love all that creep stuff. So
Rugrats,
right? Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we talked about that.
What's next on the docket? Oh,
emoji.
Topics.
Emoji.
No,
Chicken. Okay.
Don't skip over chicken.
I didn't even see that. My eyes are starting to get blurry.
It's just a quick topic, and it's funny to me because, like, okay, let's get into the definition of what chicken is. Yeah. So apologies for a little bit of inconvenience, but we lost power. Right now we're in the power inside Lucky's Market. But
shout out to Maddie holding the light.
Maddie's holding the light, so shout out to her. And we're potting. You know, we're dedicated. We're in the dark, this apocalypse, whatever's going on. But anyway, so yeah, we're gonna get to
the tricking.
Okay,
so give me like a breakdown, like define.
Okay, so the definition of tricking to me, and to a lot of people, to me, a trick is a person who uses financial means to gain the attention of a person that would otherwise not give them the attention if it wasn't.
So is it like a sugar baby?
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
So in a way, so it's like if people who are, using money to get somebody's attention that would otherwise not have it if the money wasn't there. I think that's kind of what you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, like, you know what? I was actually reading this article on Reddit, and literally exactly what you're saying. And some people have like nothing but like horrible things to say about it. Like, but here's the thing. People like different things and people are going to do whatever it is they can to get money. That's just the
right. Oh, yeah. See, on that side, I have no problem with the side that's receiving the tricking. It's the trick itself that to me is funny. You know what I mean? In a way where it's like, I was talking to a friend of mine about this the other day and about this guy who goes to her work.
Mm-hmm.
An old man. She's my age, around. And every time he goes to eat at her restaurant, he's tipping her $30, $40 a day. Okay. He goes almost every day. And so we're talking about that, and then he was, we're talking about him and all this shit, and that's what I said. I was like, okay, so in definition, your boy's a trick. And that's,
Right.
She was like, what do you mean? And that's what I said. Look, a trick is a person who, if it wasn't for them giving whoever they're interested in money, they would not even get the time of day out of you. And I was like, I told her, I was like, yo, if he wasn't tipping you,
you wouldn't even talk to
30, 40, yeah. And she was like, no, I wouldn't. I'm like, well, that's exactly it. And he's all, constantly inviting her out and all this other shit, and let's do this. And then she's like, no, I'll see you at work. That's another thing to me. I think it's another point that I was talking about this with a friend a while back, is when they meet a stripper. You go to a strip club, and they meet a stripper, and the stripper says, oh, I'm owing to you, you're so cute, this and that, let's, here's my number, whatever, just kick it. Cool. But now you become a trick, because you try to hang out with this stripper, and she's gonna, let's kick it. Come to the club, I'm working.
But you know what?
And if he says, yo, let's hang out somewhere else outside of the club, she's gonna think of every excuse in the game to say, I can't. Because she's only there to hang out with you for her financial gain.
But you know what? I think that people,
which is their job.
And people set themselves up, for for that. And, it's I can't really say I feel bad for the dudes. I don't. I think because I am like.
I think it's funny.
Like, I think it's funny too. I think it's funny that like people put themselves in like that situation, and the men are always so hurt. But it's like that's just how some women are. I mean, men as well. I mean,
right. It goes both ways for sure.
I have a friend who's a server. He's a young guy, and he was telling me the other day that like this woman comes into his job and offers to she's like, oh, we should grab lunch or whatever, and he's like, oh, I'm always at the restaurant, and then she'll tip him $50.
Yeah,
on like a $13 drink tab.
Word. Come on,
you know what I mean?
It's just funny, like that just want to get into that. It's like you're a trick if you're having to spend all this money on a person who's not going to give you the time of day or answer your messages or calls if they know there's not going to be any financial gain from it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I couldn't have. It couldn't be me.
It couldn't be me. I got $8. I can't be.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah. One, because I don't have enough money to be.
Like if you want to hang out with me.
And two. But it's like, when people, it's funny, like, like what I was saying, when people say they meet the strippers and they're so into them and they want to kick it, it's like, yeah, but do they ever hang out with you outside of the club now? I'm like, that's
their job.
Yeah, they're hitting you up to come out, so you spend all this money on them. Because if you ask them to go to a movie or go get drinks or get dinner, they're going to be like, nah, fam.
I have to work.
Yeah. Don't see me at work. So I think that's just kind of like a breakdown about a trick. I think it's funny, like, why you're doing that, Like, come on, self-worth. Come on, you're better than that. No matter who you are, like, there's people out there for everybody. Quit spending money on people just because you don't think you're going to get...
Donate your money to people that actually need it.
Word, like me.
Same.
I'll trick.
Our last topic is my favorite, and I feel so attacked. It's
the emoji language.
So we're talking about emojis. Okay, I'm going to be honest, 100% honest with you. If somebody doesn't text me with an emoji attached, I'm instantly upset. I feel like... why is this person being mean to me? Like, do they hate me? Like, I need emojis. My husband is not an emoji texter. He just he's a normal human being. Right. He talks like how he would talk, in person. Right. Because you wouldn't be like, oh, hey, Chris, what's up? Emoji smiling. You wouldn't say that. So he doesn't do that. So it's like, I get really upset if I message someone, there's no emoji.
I only do that if I'm trying to slide. I'm done.
That's.
But you gotta show them how to give it up. But yeah, I just think it's kind of taken over as a new language because of social media. Like, because a lot of people, they don't even feel like they need to express words to people they're talking to. It's just kind of like emojis. Like if you're dropping a picture, if you're dropping a selfie, you're not even looking for somebody to say, oh, you look nice, you look beautiful, you're fine as fuck. You're just looking for the emojis.
That's how you communicate. That's how you know it's about
and the more emojis, to me, the more emojis, the stronger the feeling is. So I'll be dropping 2 or 3 I heart emojis to some girls. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, that's how I give it up. But I just think it's crazy how that's become like and excuse the background noise, people being killed out there. It's fine. I think it's just kind of how we like accustomed to communicate now. Like it's its own emoji. Its own language now. Because people don't really.
They don't know how to communicate.
Right, and I don't think they know how to anymore. They don't really know how to use the right words and shit, so they just resort to emojis because now we have an emoji to express literally anything. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to kind of talk about that with you, see if you feel the same, which we do. All right, we're back for a second. We had to exit the premises because I guess all the Wacom is like without power. Oh yeah, you see the truck over there?
Yep.
So yeah, we just we're wrapping up the podcast anyway, so just kind of wanted to let y'all know that it was a little while at the end because we lost power, and then homegirl came in and said, we lost power, and I'm like, yeah, we know.
Clearly, we're sitting in the dark.
So you guys gotta like exit the building. We're like, all right, so now we're in the car, just wrapping up the podcast.
My drink?
Yeah, word. We get the money back. So that was just here to wrap up the podcast. So thank you all for listening. It's gonna be a little bit weird. Derek, good luck editing this shit.
Shout out to Derek.
But again, this has been the All Talk with Jemm and Chris podcast. Thank you all for coming out and listening. This was the Dope Podcast. Thank you, Jemm, for coming out.
Bye, guys. We'll see you on our next episode. Like Chris always, he's really good with the social media. Make sure you like and follow and share with your friends. And really shout out to Rose, who's like one of our like active listeners. I love her. We used to work together, and she's just
shout out to you, Rose.
Yeah, she's a remarkable person. So shout out to you, Rose.
Okay, let me stop.
Bye, guys.
No, we're done. We are here. Thank you all for listening. This is the last bit of the episode in my car right now. So y'all better fucking listen to this shit because it's dedication. We love y'all. This has been the All Talk with Jemm and Chris podcast. Y'all have a good, lovely weekend. Later.
This episode of All Talk with Jemm and Chris was brought to you by JMSCA Media. Please follow us on Instagram at JMSCA Media and check out our website at giftofgab.space.